All right, so it says an object was launched upward from a platform. So this graph is showing the range of motion for this object. It was launched up and then it fell back down. So it says the graph shows the height above ground in meters of the object X seconds after it was launched. For which of the following intervals of time was the height of the object increasing? So when was the object going up? Increasing means it went up. So if you all look at the screen, you see my red dot. Notice that it's just going up or down right now? It's going up. And then when did it stop going up? Right here. So it's only going up from here to here. So which option would you choose? A, B, C, or D? Is it going up between 0 and 2? Is it going up between 0 and 4? Is it going up between 2 and 3? Is it going up between 3 and 4? When is it going up? And this is what we're looking at. These are the X values. So what would you choose? A, B, C, or D? A. All right, so let's take out our notes. At the very top, it says steps to condense. So yesterday we talked about the steps to expand. Today we're going to review the steps to condense. So go ahead and copy down these 3 steps quickly, and then we will practice at the top of page 8 in your pink packet. The first thing we're going to do is move numbers that are in front and make them an exponent. The second thing we're going to do is look for addition and change that to multiplication. And the last thing we do is change subtraction to a fraction. So numbers in front become an exponent. Then addition is going to change to multiplication. And then subtraction is going to change to a fraction. And those are our 3 steps that we're going to practice today. We're going to condense. Everything is flipped. So we're doing the, yes. Yes, you can go up here. So everything that we did yesterday is going to flip from what we did yesterday. We're going to do the opposite today. Anybody need more time to copy down the steps? Yes, no? We good? Okay, let's go. So let's look at number 1. So number 1, does everyone see that there is a number right in front of the word log? That means this is an exponent. This 2 is really an exponent, and the 7 is an exponent. So that becomes the log of x squared plus the log of y to the 7th. Now we're going to look for what do we have, what operations we have. Because we have addition, that means that this term and this term are being multiplied. So the last thing I'm going to do is condense this down to the log of x squared times y to the 7th. And that would be your final answer. right, let's look at the second one here. First thing we're going to do is look for exponents. So we have a 6 that's an exponent to z, a 4 that's an exponent to x, and a 5 that's an exponent to w. So we have the natural log of z to the 6 plus the natural log of x to the 4th plus, and that's a L, not a 1. I know it looks like a 1. Plus the natural log of w to the 5th. So there are 3 terms, 3 different terms. And because they're all separated with addition, that means that all 3 of those terms are really being multiplied. So your final answer would be natural log z to the 6th, x to the 4th, and w to the 5th. And that's it. So yesterday we took something that was already condensed and we expanded it. Now we're taking something that's expanded and condensing it. We're going both ways. All right, let's look at number 4. I like number 4. Nope, sorry, number 3. Oh, I skipped one. Okay, sorry. This one right here, number 5. The number looks like it's out of order. It went 1, 2, and then 5. So that's weird. But does everybody see this question so we all together? All right. So this one is a little special because it has parentheses. So we'll talk about what does that mean. But we're still going to start at the top, which is look for an exponent. So there's only one exponent. That's the only one. Because that's the only number in front of a log. So that'll be log little bitty 7, 3 minus log, parentheses, little bitty 7, 4 squared plus log little bitty 7, 5. So what I'm noticing is that I have addition. So that tells me because of the addition that these 2 numbers are being multiplied. So I'm only going to condense this part right here. So that's going to give me log little bitty 7, 3 minus log little bitty 7, 4 squared times 5. When you condense, it should only be 1 log. Now we have a subtraction though. So because we have subtraction, that tells me that we're going to end with a fraction. This is the numerator of my fraction. This is the denominator of my fraction. So my final answer will be log little bitty 7, make your fraction. Put the 3 upstairs, and then the 4 squared times 5 is downstairs. And that is your answer. All right, how we feeling so far? Thumbs up, sideways, down. It's just we only did 3, but are we understanding the process? Okay. All right, as long as we're not down, we good. We sideways, that's okay. All right, let's look at number 6. Again, stick with the steps. Numbers in front of the log. So this 2 gets moved, and this 2 gets moved. Don't jump ahead in the process. So we have log little bitty 5x plus the log little bitty 5 y squared minus Then I'm going to make my parentheses. And then I'll have log little bitty 5x squared plus the log little bitty 5y. And then the second thing we're going to do is look for addition. So because we have addition, that means that these two are being multiplied. So these two terms get multiplied. And then I'm going to condense this down where these two terms are multiplied. So I'll have the log base 5 of x times y squared minus the log base 5 of x squared times y. And then lastly, because there's subtraction, that means that we're going to end it with a fraction. So this is the numerator of my fraction. This is my denominator. So my final answer is log little bitty 5. And then upstairs, I have xy squared. Downstairs, I have x squared y. Okay. So I want you to go to the bottom of page 8, and I want everyone to try to work on number 3. And then I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to try to do that one on your own, and I'm just going to peek at your paper. So we're going to the bottom of page 8. Try to condense down number 3. Can you see if she's still in her third period?
It still has her listed.
It is? Okay. Thank you. All right, let's work through it together. Step number 1, look for numbers and move those. The 2 gets moved. The 4 gets moved. So we have log base 9 y squared plus log base 9 z to the 4th minus log base 9 x. The next thing we're going to do is look for addition. And we have addition, which means that these two that are being added, they're going to change to multiplication. Only this part. I'm not doing anything with this right now. So then that's going to leave me with the log base 9 of y squared z to the 4th minus the log base 9 of x. And then the last thing, because there is subtraction, we're going to change it to a fraction. This is the numerator of my fraction. This is the denominator of my fraction. So that would be log base 9 y squared z4 over x. And that is your final answer. All right, I want you to take a moment and try to do question number 4 on your own. Let's look and try to do number 4. Again, following the steps. Look for numbers first. Make the number an exponent. Then you do addition. And the last thing is subtraction. If you stick with the recipe, you'll get it. So let's try to do number 4. Addition becomes multiplication. All right, we have 7 right answers. That's not bad. All right, let's go through it again. So when there's a number in front of the log, we're going to start by moving that 2. So this 2 gets moved here, and this 2 gets moved here. So then that's going to give you log little bitty 250 minus log little bitty 2 5 squared plus log little bitty 2 3 squared. So that's your first step. The very first step is move your exponents. Any questions about that first step? No? All right, second step, look for addition. So when you see addition, that's going to change to multiplication. So we have addition right here. So what that tells me is that these 2 that I have in green, they're being multiplied. Now, I'm not changing anything in the front. So that's going to give me log little bitty 2, 50, minus, and you really don't need the parentheses after we condense it, but I'll keep it. Log little bitty 2, and it's 5 squared times 3 squared. So do you see how we went from 3 logs down to just 2 logs? And then my last step, because this is subtraction, that tells me that we're going to end with a fraction. So I'm going to put my log little bitty 2 in the front, make your fraction. The 50, that goes in the numerator. And then we're just going to leave this as 5 squared, 3 squared. That's going in your denominator. And that would be your final answer. So I'm going to keep going until I get more people with the right answer. So let's keep practicing. I need for y'all to get this. I'm going to show you your test at the end. But this next test is pretty hard. So let's go to page 9 and let's look at number 1. Let's go. 7 people ain't enough. So let's hit it. Condense that down. Move your exponents. Then look for multiplication. If you don't see multiplication, then you just do subtraction. So for this one, when we move our exponent, we have 20. The 20 is an exponent, and the 4 is an exponent. So that'll give us log base 9, x to the power of 20 minus log base 9, y to the 4th. Because this is subtraction, it's going to become a fraction. So this would be your final answer. All right, our last question for today is go ahead and look at question number 3. Is this one gonna have a fraction in it? No. And why not? Because does it have subtraction? No. So this one doesn't have a fraction. But you always start by moving the exponents. If you were absent yesterday, homework 2, I passed it out. It's in the Monday folder. It's due tomorrow. Extra credit will be given today. All right, go ahead, check your answer. Who had that answer? All right, so take out your homework 2. Homework 2 is due tomorrow for full credit. I am giving extra credit if it's turned in today, though.